Hey everybody, Jack Carr checking in. It is already time for the October reading list, if you can believe that. But before I get to the reading list, I'm going to talk about a little bit of gear here. First off, hey, Mike, last line of defense. Thank you for dropping this by. And you can see it's the honey version Jack Daniels. So if you've read my novels or followed me for a little bit, you know that sometimes I like to spice up my coffee. And by sometimes, I mean all the time with little honey and cream, you know? So thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. It was awesome. We did a little walk around the Land Cruiser the other day, walk around my buddy's Defender 110, the car that I based the one in Savage Sun on. So we got my Land Cruiser, his Defender, and did some EDC stuff as well. So thanks for coming out, Mike. Appreciate it. This is pretty sweet. So Hoot and Young. So these guys, Delta Force guys, started a cigar and whiskey company called Hoot and Young, their last names. And this thing, I mean, beautiful. If you're not following them on Instagram or check out their website, beautiful photography. And I haven't cracked this yet, but I will be doing that soon. So I just love it when guys get out of the military or leave law enforcement or as firefighters or intelligence circles or whatever and follow that next passion in life, follow that next calling. And for these guys, whiskey and cigars. So awesome. So check that out for sure. All right, what else do I have here? So, I think I'll go with some weapons. So if you followed me for a little bit also, you know that I like the 365. Awesome. Legit. And usually I carry it in Black Point Tactical Mini Wing holster right here. Love this. But for my next novel, for The Devil's Hand that comes out in April 2021, I have James Reese rocking the X Compact from SIG and using the red dot sight. So I haven't done too much work with the red dot, but I'm about to go do a course out at Thunder Ranch in Oregon, focus on this a little more. But I needed to carry this thing. If my protagonist is carrying it in the novel, I need to carry it the same way he is so I can write about it. So I've been using this Black Point Tactical holster as well, appendix carry. So Kyle Lamb, my friend Kyle Lamb, has a series of appendix holsters with Black Point Tactical. So check those out, and loving this X Compact. By the way, this thing is legit. So that is what is in the works. All right. Ooh, these things. So check this out. So it was a limited run, half face blade, Hunter Skinner, the same one that's used in Savage Sun. So we did a little limited run of these guys and put the Hemingway quote here that says, "There is no hunting like the hunting of man," along the spine there. Not sure if you can see that. Have a little bone frog on there as well. And they're all numbered. So will we do another run of these? Because they sold out in, I think, 14 seconds, which is crazy. But I think we'll probably do something else in the future. So Vito, thanks, brother. These came out absolutely, I mean, awesome. Look at that. Beautiful. So we'll probably do something else in the future. So very cool. And then these, so Ashter, man, check out Ashter knives. You've seen me talk about these before. So this is called the Personal Defense Axe. So you can fight with this thing, and if you, I was skeptical that you could actually carry this every day because you carry it up like this. Check out Clark's shooter video on Instagram if you want to see how fast you can deploy this thing. So this is awesome. I love this this axe right here, and he made another one. So just got this one. Bam. So very similar, but a tiny bit heftier. And I'm gonna be using this a little bit here in the future as well. So Ashter Knives, check them out online. Awesome guy, and they make some amazing stuff. So very cool. All right, what should we move on to next? I think it's time for some books. Not yet time for whiskey. All right, so this is the October reading list, and start with a classic. The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, Jean Le Carré. This is his third novel, and this is the one that really shot him to international success. He really defines the Cold War espionage thriller, and he is still going strong today. This came out in 1963. So Spy Who Came In From the Cold. If you're not a Jean Le Carré fan, check him out. Make sure you read these things through the prism of the time in which they were written. It'll be much more enjoyable. And just what an amazing guy. Worked for British intelligence. After the publication of this novel, he left that life and became a full-time author. So Spy Who Came In From the Cold, Awesome. Classic. All right. A Time to Kill, John Grisham. Also, you might have heard me talk about this one before, but I haven't featured it on my reading list. And this is special to me because one, I think it's an absolutely fantastic novel, but this is his first one, and he couldn't give this thing away upon publication. So he wrote The Firm, his second book, and that's the one that takes off. Tom Cruise stars in the movie, and we've had a John Grisham novel every year since. But if he had not written The Firm, if he just said, this really didn't work out, we wouldn't have one John Grisham novel every year since. So as I started writing, I always knew I was going to write two because of his example. And if The Terminal List didn't find an audience, if that didn't take off, I had already started writing True Believer before I even submitted The Terminal List to Simon & Schuster. So I took an example from John Grisham, and if the second one, True Believer, didn't work out, then I was going to reevaluate my life choices. But I was always going to do two because of this guy right here. And I think this is his best work. Maybe that's just the time in which I read it, my memories of reading it, but Time to Kill, John Grisham, check this out. And if you haven't read all his other stuff, you're in for a treat. So amazing. Okay, this has been 1 year of doing these reading lists, and this is due to work. Stephen Pressfield, who wrote Gates of Fire, Legend of Bagger Vance, Afghan Campaign, just brilliant writer. And he started doing this series on creativity. The first one of the series was called The War of Art. And when people ask me if I read any books to prepare myself for my writer's journey, I did. I read a few, and I read this series on creativity by Stephen Pressfield. And really it's him imparting his wisdom from a lifetime of writing and being in that creative space. And I figured it would be a good way to anchor the year, because I started with The War of Art, and I figure anchor it with Do the Work, because regardless of what you're going to do in life, whether it's writing or anything else, you have to put in the work and do it. So check this out. Check out his entire series on creativity. They're amazing. All right, let's see. Let's go to The Road, Cormac McCarthy. So if you're looking for an uplifting read, something that, well, this is not it. But the prose in this, and everything that he does, but this in particular, it is absolutely riveting. And if you make it through this book, it's not too long, but if you make it through to the end, you just might find a glimmer of hope. And that's probably what I love most about this novel. So check this out and all his other work. It's, absolutely phenomenal. All right, let's go to, The Gun, C.J. Chivers. All right, this guy is one of the most brilliant journalists and writers working today. Former Marine Corps infantry captain, and it was Moscow bureau chief for the New York Times. And this book, The Gun, is probably one of my most gifted books. And it seems like it's just going to be a history of the AK, but really it's a history of firearms in general. So it's really a history of modern warfare. So if you are a student of The Gun, as a lot of people watching this are, and you haven't read this, move it to the top of the stack. Bam, The Gun, get after it. All right, last one for this month, The Generals, Thomas Ricks. So I've talked about Fiasco before by Thomas Ricks. I've talked about The Gamble, and then this is a must read. If you read those other two first, that's why I put this one is the third one I've talked about in my reading list. But The Generals, and really this talks about how from the end of World War II up to today, it's been a different way we've dealt with failure in our senior ranks in the military. So in World War II, people were fired right and left for not doing their jobs. Since the end of World War II up through today, it's been a little different. And there's a very poignant quote in here, and it's in a couple other books that I have there on the shelf as well, by Colonel Paul Yingling. And he wrote, and I forget what year it was, but probably 2004, 2005, 2006 timeframe. And he wrote that a private who loses a rifle faces much more dire consequences than a general who loses a war. And that actually is my experience, or what at least I saw during my time in the military. So bam, The Generals, read it, mandatory. Okay, boom. What else? All right. So there's some new things on the Jack Carr website. Of course, get your Black Rifle Revenge Blend coffee and bottle breacher, my buddy Eli Crane. Grenades, yes, but also open your beers or your sodas. So check that thing out. Legit. Bam. That is on the website, or it's coming up on the website soon. So if it's not on there right now. So bottle breachers, this is the Freedom Frag. Get some. And of course, my favorites, these bookmarks from Direct Action USA. So this has my kind of my life's mantra on here. Don't pay attention to the odds. It says, yeah, don't tell me the odds. My whole life mantra is never pay attention to those odds, because if you do, you're wasting bandwidth that could be expended on getting you where you want to go. So check those out. 556 brass on there, and bam, never tell me the odds. All right, I think that is everything. I'm going to get a lot of questions about what's going on back here. I know there's a lot happening. But right here, this thing was a gift to me for my military retirement. That's a Cabot 1911 right there. So that thing is legit by my buddies out there at Cabot. So check them out. Absolutely amazing work. That is it for this reading list. All right. Thank you guys so much for everything. And until that next reading list, stay strong and keep fighting out there.